So now let's draft the front block. This is the center front, so I'll be doing my measurement from here inwards, like so. So the first thing I'll be doing for the back block is to take the back measurement, which is 15 inches divided by 2 is 7.5 inches. So I'll measure 7.5 inches like so. You can measure it all the way to the chest line. Yeah, that is it. Then I want to take the neckline too, which is 3 inches. Note, anytime you are taking your neckline, whatever it is you are using for the neck width in the front is supposed to be the same thing you'll be using for the neck width at the back too. But the neck depth can be different. The neck depth at the back can be higher or lower than the front neck depth. So now let me take the neck depth of the front. I'm using 3 inches too for the neck depth. So I'm going to connect this point to this point with my curve ruler, like so. You can see it. Then at this point, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. Come down by 1 inch to get the slope, the front slope. But no, I'll be using 1.5. Reason is that the front slope is lower than the back slope. If you look at it very well now, human body, the way the shoulder is coming down at the front is lower than the way it is at the back. If you notice, the shoulder bone is higher at the back than the front. So that's why I'm coming down by 1.5 inches. Then I'll connect from this point to the 1.5 inches, like so. Good. Then I'll connect the straight line of the shoulder of the armhole line, like this. So the next thing I'll be doing is to get the armhole curve, and to do that, so we're going to get the bust measurements. We're going to mark it on this chest line. So to get the bust measurement, we're going to take the bust measurement at 3.5 divided by 4. The same way we did for the back. You take the tip of your tape backwards to where 33.5 is. Mark it down like so. Then place it back again to get the actual measurement for 33.5, which is 8.25 0.5, I mean. So you're going to mark 8.5 from the center front down to the point where 8.5 is. Mark it down. Then from here, you know, at the back, when we wanted to get the armhole, we divided the point from here to this place by 2. But here you're not going to do that. You're just going to come in. You're going to come in by 3 inches. You're going to mark it up like this by 3 inches. So from this 3 inches point, you're going to mark ½ inch inwards like this. Then we are going to use our ruler to connect from this point to the point of where we marked the ½ inch, like so. And then connect with our curve ruler to the other points, just like the way we did at the back block, like this. Be sure to make sure that this place is curvy, not having a sharp line. I hope you understand. So that is that. The next thing we want to do is to get our shoulder to bust line. Our shoulder to bust. By doing that, you're going to take your tape from the starting line up here towards the measurement for the shoulder to bust. And shoulder to the bust I'm using is 9 inches. So we are going to mark 9 inches down. Mark it all the way down, like this. And connect the dotted lines with a ruler or straight ruler, like so. Good. So after doing this, we are going to get our dart line. Want to get our dart line on this pattern paper. So what we just do is to mark the nipple distance that was 7 inches divided by 2, which is 3.5 inches. Just the same way we did for the back. We're going to mark it from the center front this time around, all the way to the bust line. You know, at the back we did it all the way to the chest line, but here we are doing it all the way to the bust line. So I'm connecting a straight line like so. Good. Then the next thing we want to do is to measure our dart legs. I'll be dividing 1 inch between this place and this place, just the same way I did at the back. 1 inch divided by 2, that's half here, half here. Then here will come down by 1 2. It's not always very nice to sew your dart up to your bust point, because this part is the bust point. This place is where the nipple is. It will not be nice to sew on it. That's why we used to come down by 1 inch. So from this point, you're going to connect to this point to get your dart legs, like so. The same to the other, like so. So now this is our dart legs. These are our dart legs for the front block. And the next thing is for us to take our body side measurement on the pattern paper. We are going to use our waist measurement circumference. That's measure it from here to here. So 25 inches divided by 4. You can do that on your tape as we did earlier for the back block, which is 6.25. Take your tape from the center front, all the way down. Mark your 6.25. Remember, we took 1 inch here, return it back just the same way we did for the front, like so. Then we connect it to the bust measurement at the upper part, like this, all the way. So now we've done this for the front block. But one thing I want us to do again is to get our bust dart. What we have to do here is the distance between this, because I know some of you will be wondering that the back block is shorter in length than the front block, because we removed these 2 inches here from the front length and to get our black block. So this part and this part has to meet when we are sewing. This part here and this part here must meet. So the only thing we can do here is to take our bust measurement. And what we are going to do to take our bust measurement is the distance between this place to this place. We measure it out, which is 2 inches. Then we also come out from this point, from the bust point, the nipple point, by 1 inch, just the way we did when we wanted to get that leg. I'm no longer in need of this. I'm no longer in need of this space. So it's from here 2 inches. From here 2 inches. You're going to connect to this point, like so. So the next thing we want to do is get the half of this distance, the distance between this place to this place. The half of this distance, since this is 2 inches, is 1. The half is 1. Then we'll come out by half an inch, like so. The reason is that by the time I cut out this pattern, this place, when we want to sew on the clothes, if we will be sewing this dart on the clothes, this part, by the time we cut it out, will not be the same with this part at the end of the day. So to create enough space to make this part to be the same with this place when we sew the legs together is what we want to do. So from here, we are going to connect this point to this point here, like this. Then we are going to use our curve ruler to blend it in. See what I'm going to do now. Yeah. So that by the time we cut and we are joining this part to this part, it will meet this point and it will still be okay. There won't be excess or not enough fabric at the bust area. So that is how to draft the front block. Let me label it. This is the neckline, neck depth, neck width, the slant line or the shoulder line, armhole line, chest line, the bust line, the waist line, and all the center back. The side seam. Some people call it the seam allowance. When there's allowance there, they call it seam allowance. So this part is no longer needed. This part is no longer needed too. So this is our base front block. This is the back block. I hope we all understand the measurement. So now I want to show you where to cut and how to cut this pattern. So what we just do is to take our paper scissors, and we can start cutting from here. Because of the front block, I want to remove this whole paper. Be careful when you are cutting so that we don't make a mistake while cutting. So this is the center part. This is where we are going to cut out. Can you see? This is where we are going to cut out, because we don't need that part anymore. We don't need that part anymore. Cut it out like so. Cut out the neckline too. Be careful so that you don't spoil all the lines. Then we cut the side seam like this. Then cut the armhole. Be careful when you are cutting so that you don't make a mistake. Can you see? Cut our shoulder slant. Yes. Then we cut the waistline. Good. So this is our back block. Let me trim this place very well. This is our back block. Now I want to cut the front block. What we just do is to cut the seam, the side seam, follow the curvy part of that extra allowance we added for joining the bust dart straight up to the armhole, all the way to the shoulder line, like so. Yes. Then we cut the neckline. I hope you can see it clearly. Good. That is that about that. So this is, let me label it very well. Front block. This is the front block. This is the back block. Everything is all set. Can you see? All set. So what I was trying to explain the other time about this part is, let me trim off this excess. Okay, is that by the time I'm joining this like this, so that it will be able to meet and be equal. You see it now. You see the effect now. I want it to be perfect. Let me use my paper tape to hold it down. Can you see? Can you see? It came up. It has already formed that busty part. You see? That is the effect of, and it is joined together. See it at the back. This is the back. Can you see it? Good. See it at the front. So if I should join these two, you see that the bust area will come up very well. Let me join it. Come in. See it now. Let me use my paper tape to hold it down. see? Good. So can you see that the bust is up even without sewing? This is the effect you're going to bring out on your clothes by the time we sew together. Can you see for the front block? And this is the dart for the back block. Let me tape it down too. So this is it for the back too. Just a simple waist that I'm trying to make sure it is firm. So this is it for the back and for the front block. I hope you enjoyed the class. I hope you understand. If you don't understand any parts in this section, please try and drop your questions on the WhatsApp group and I will answer all questions. Thank you for your time. You can see now that they are equal. Can you see at the side seam? So by the time we are sewing, it will be equal. Can you see? Can you see? Very equal parts. So thank you for watching. Thank you for taking your time to watch the video. I would like to see your own when you do it, your assignment. You please drop it on WhatsApp. Drop your questions on WhatsApp on any aspect of this pattern drafting that you don't understand. Thank you. Bye bye.